How you doing? How's your Friday going? Hello, and welcome back to Jon Does. I'm John, and I do stuff. Although, it's debatable how much I've been doing lately. I've been doing a lot, just not so much outside of the house. Getting fat, though. I need to go for a walk. Well, hey. I hope you're having a good Friday. I hope you got awesome plans for the weekend. Before we get into everything today, don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. It's the best place to support the channel. There's links to all my art, really, but I have an online store there where I have cool stuff like these tote bags. I always like to show off my tote bags. Yeah, they're really durable, and you get a choice on the color for your handles. There's, I think, red, yellow, and black. So there's those, and then I got these sweet baseball style t-shirts. There's other t-shirts, there's sweatshirts, men's and women's and unisex stuff up there. So which way you're feeling, do it up. Let's see, what else is there? I got stickers. I got the goods. Hit me up if you want stickers. Hit me up. Direct message me if you want stickers, because I have really cool sticker packs for sale as well. All right. Well, I keep thinking I'm gonna get like a really, really solid. What am I trying to say? Like a really solid show. Like I wish I could get guests. I'm one step closer to being able to do Zoom stuff. I apologize it's taken me so long. But I'm going to do some tests. I think we've got the audio maybe figured out. We're going to do a couple of tests soon. But maybe this weekend. I don't know. This weekend's kind of a weird one for me because I have a lot of school work to do. I think I mentioned this the other day. The quarter's ending in the next like 2 or 3 weeks. So for my writing class, I have my second draft due next week. I think people are starting to turn them in, but they're due next week, and then the following. Is this right? I think there's 2 weeks left. Anyways, this week for my editing class, there is like group assignments, but it's not really a group assignments. We're put into groups, given a movie, and then we have to make a change to the edit of it. Replace maybe some certain shots with some other shots. Give your reasoning, and then within the group, this is where the group thing comes in. Then you have to request a change from somebody else in your assigned group area. So that's this week. We start them this week. I don't know if I'm going this week or if my group will go, but we have to be prepared. So I have to make an argument and be prepared for other arguments involving the movie Leave No Trace, which I've actually never seen, but apparently it's on Netflix. So I'll get going on that here. I got to do that this weekend. And then the Zoom test I'd really like to try to get done as well. Because if we can get this going, then hey, I can get some people here. I like today, for example. Let me go on a little spiel for a second. I like doing this show. I struggle myself with verbalizing or whatever. Not just verbalizing, but like conversations. This is not coming out the way I intend. The shows that I've been producing are not what I want to be producing, although I'm happy with the results that I've been getting for the most part. Some of these episodes feel a little lackluster. Honestly, I felt like today might be that, but I do have some stuff. Like we're gonna end strong. We've got our final new Pantz live set that I edited. And I want to talk to you guys about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, a game I've been playing. But that's kind of it. Like today was actually a lot of big news. In the United States, at least, there was Elizabeth Holmes was sentenced to 11 years in prison. She is a techie person that defrauded investors over blood verification. It's now a new system that Twitter does. Elon's giving you two check marks if you submit your DNA. That is weird. Yeah, submit your DNA to Elon Musk and see what happens. Don't do that. Although comedy's back on Twitter, so what is that? Oh, right. I was like, what is that graphic I put in there? I just named it something stupid. So yeah, big news in the United States. I don't like talking about stuff very much, like current events, because it was specifically politics and stuff like that. Because I'm not a lawyer. I'm not somebody that follows all of the details to tell you why something is. I mean, I'm really killing it with my communication today, guys. I apologize. Hold on, let me get some more caffeine in me. I've been low energy all day. I don't know why. It's probably because of Assassin's Creed. Oh, what was I saying? Where was I getting at? What was my point? I don't remember. Man, killing it. This is an absolute baller episode. Yeah, I do think I'll be able to get more stuff going on. Ryan, my friend Ryan wants to have some conversations. If my friend Jay is available and has good internet, he's on the road. He's been on the road for the last year or so. And or I don't know, is it that long already? Jeez, I don't remember. Anyways, he's around the country living out of an RV, so he doesn't always have the best connection or whatever. But if I can get him sometime, that would be fun. Both Ryan and Jay and I have really good conversations. Mostly, well, not mostly, but Ryan and I talk about music all the time, specific records, guitars. We're both guitar players. Jay and I talk about music gear, the movies we're watching, the media we're consuming, the comics we're reading, that kind of stuff. And it's always good to have a second second person around, you know. I think Pat was working late tonight, so he couldn't make it, which is, I mean, dude, the hustle, man. But it's always fun we can get Pat on or whatever, especially because, you know, these live jams that I'm doing, putting out for you guys, like most of them have Pat in them. The first one was just me, and then the other ones were with Pat. So, you know, we'll get him when we can. We'll get these Zooms. We'll get Zoom going at some point. I know. My some of my shows have been a little lackluster, and there's a few reasons for that. School's kind of like draining me. Well, it makes sense. I'm doing a directing program. I'm in a writing class. Like, most of my creativity is being suctioned into these specific projects right now, so I've been a little bit off on getting stuff done. I'm not sure. I'm rethinking the release dates for records and stuff like that. Like, I think New Pantz might be a New Year's thing. Start the year off, or maybe end the year. We'll see where we can go with that. I'm supposed to be writing lyrics for one of the songs, and I just have such a hard time writing lyrics. I do it. I mean, you guys, if you look around, you see all my music and whatnot. But the lyrics are always the hardest part for me. They take the longest. I often put them off because I'm not a lyricist, nor do I really like singing. That's not my thing. I'd rather just put music together. So if you're a vocalist and you want to get together, work on some stuff, let me know. Always looking for vocalists. I'm also thinking about how I'm going to move forward with my short film, too. There's a lot of thought going into that. It's not happening yet because I don't need to shoot it till I take the final class in the course. I'm still not sure if I'm taking 1 or 2 classes next quarter. I have 3 classes left total. I could maybe knock 2 of them out, but I kind of just... Partly because I want to not feel so drained creatively all the time. 2 of those classes are workshops, so I would be like shooting short films like every week or every other week. The final one is putting together a short film, but the second workshop is a lot of scenes. I already did 1 workshop. Literally, like every 2 weeks, we had a project due, a video project due that we had to share with the class. And the other one is directing actors for the screen, which is that was one of the when I first started this program, I was gonna take 3 classes? Yeah, I was gonna take 3 classes to start with, and that was one of them I'd signed up for. And I sat through the first class, and I realized like maybe all these classes together is too much for me, so I decided to drop that one and take it later. And I was also having a hard time with it too because I've been shaking off. I've recoiled over the last long time really in my personality, and spend a lot of time alone, not socializing as much as I used to, and so it's kind of. Doing these streams has helped a lot with just talking and feel. I don't feel like uncomfortable because when I was younger, I used to do theater and stuff like that. I always wanted to be. When I was younger, I wanted to be a stand-up actually, or some sort of actor. Jim Carrey was my man, but. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to take the acting and the second workshop class together. It kind of sounds like a lot of work for me right now, even though I'm more open up to like where I'm at now. I have less of an issue of the like social interaction part of dealing with actors, but of course, like, I can't be a good director if I can't talk to people. You know, it's kind of part of the job. So I'm trying to shake some of that stuff. Yeah, and I think a real truth that I need to say to myself too is maybe lay off some of the weed. I get headaches a lot, and so I consume. But it's, I think, becoming a little bit more of a hindrance for me right now than a help, unless I'm actually getting my headaches. I'll eat a gummy or two to help me with sleep. Not that puts me to sleep, but it helps me stay asleep. So, yeah, working in news, when you have to do like 4 a.m. shifts, 3 or 4 a.m. shifts, and you do it for years at a time, and I'm sure there's people that have had similar jobs in other industries, but when you have to work like super early, or at least for me, it really messed with me, and it's been a long time. Like, my sleep patterns have been off for a really long time, like decade maybe or more. And so I do my best, but I often will wake up multiple times during the night, and when I eat a gummy or two, it usually helps me stay asleep instead of waking up at night. So I'm pro cannabis, guys. Shocker. Bet you didn't know that. Yeah, so really trying to figure out, how I want to map out my next couple of classes, and also how I want to shape Wild Dinosaur going forward too. It's little by little. I mean, you've heard me talk about the projects I've been working on for a long time. A bunch of records. I should stop repeating. I got this one, because sometimes sometimes they just turn into other records, or there's been a handful of times I've talked about things, not on this show, but in the past, where I've posted like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and this, and then like one of the 10 things happens, but I do have a new Pantz record coming soon that literally we're waiting on me to do vocals, and then a final mix down for all of those. But I'll be happy to get that out. And then I've been kind of helping Pat with an EP of his own. And that all of that decision making is really up to Pat when that happens, or when he decides he's done with it. But I've been helping him kind of curate songs and getting some of the like he'll make a bunch of loops, and the loops sound cool, but they're not always arranged, and so that's usually like that's been a big part of how we've worked together with stuff that we've released, at least. Pat will make stuff, and then I'll ask for the stems, and then I'll get the stems and arrange them and throw bass or guitar or something down, and then it becomes some sort of project. That was actually how Smell the Rain came about. That was started by Pat. We did a lot of work on that, and I've oh man, you might know the story, but yeah, we had to make that song 2 or 3 times, mix it like 3 or 4 times, and then there was the whole video process, which I like that. That's my favorite video I think that I've made so far for music video. But it was not the easiest project to get done. But once it was finally done, I should repost that. I need to do that, actually. Get some view counts up on that. If you haven't seen Smell the Rain, go watch Smell the Rain. It's the music video that's on the homepage for wilddinosaur.com. You know what you can find there? T-shirts, sweatshirts, tote bags, all that stuff. I'll try to stop. Well, the other things that I'm trying to move forward with is I need to reshoot a sketch that I shot already and it got messed up. The files, it looked good. I'm not gonna do it. I have one clip that I kept from that session that I kind of turned into like a little GIF type thing, but yeah, it was the only piece of footage that survived the original shoot. I'm not gonna play it right now, but actually, am I? No, I'm not gonna do it. So let's see. Moving forward with other stuff, get that wizard. Okay, so it's the wizard sketch. If you've seen the on my Instagram, there's I need to post these on YouTube. I need to make like a comedy playlist here on the. I think I have one. Do I have one? I might already have one. Well, I have a second computer. Let's check it out. I saw my live thumbnail. This thumbnail is awesome. I like this thumbnail quite a bit. Old guy games. What was I looking up? Oh yeah, playlists on the Wild Dinosaur channel. Let's see. What do I have here? Do I have comedy in my playlists? I think I do. Yeah. The Dark John stuff's there. Nope, I don't want to watch these right now. I just need to see what's in the... Oh, okay. Yeah, the wizard sketches are up here. All right. Good. Some fake commercials, Dark John stuff. Of course, Dr. Hiram Singh. Good. Okay. I don't know what's on my... YouTube channel. Oh, is that on my YouTube channel or my OnlyFans? Oh, I don't remember. What was there? Yeah. Wizard sketch coming at some point, hopefully in the next, I don't know, month or two. Hopefully not 2. I'm gonna see if I can secure the location to shoot again in like a week or 2. A lot of what's I haven't Wild Dinosaur's in the phase of taking all these projects that I've started over the last 5 years and trying to finish them up. And in that process, instead of starting new projects, I'm finishing school stuff too. So there's a parallel course going on of get Wild Dinosaur stuff and then also get school stuff done. So I haven't really thought about, that's not true. I have thought about starting projects, but I'm not starting really any new projects until my wizard sketch is done. And at least one of my records is out, new Pantz, or whatever. Cause then there's going to be a phase where you probably, look, I don't put stuff out every week. I can be a little bit slow, at putting out content, like pre-produced content. So there's going to be a little bit of time where I really do have to focus on my short film stuff, but I don't want to abandon Wild Dinosaur in that time frame. And so one of the things that I'm gonna do is I need to try to make some money to shoot my short film. My budget's not final. I've not locked it at all, but I'm looking at the high end, maybe $5,000. Low end, like $3,000. That's my range. So I don't think it's like a super high goal, but it is an important one. And I've mentioned before, I've been uncomfortable with crowdfunding, so I want to make some stuff to sell, specifically for the film. So I'm gonna make some designs that'll probably be up on the store for, I don't know, some sort of limited time, in hopes to try to sell or make some money for my short film. But I do have like 2 designs kind of in mind. One of them is more of a poster style, and the other one's more of a logo style. So I'll see those at some point. I have started messing around in Photoshop on a couple of them already. So yeah. I'll let you know when I'm getting closer to doing that, and you'll definitely start seeing probably some updated or some new commercials promoting just that stuff. You know, I usually show this 40-second commercial for WildDinosaur.com during the commercial break. I'm probably going to do the 15-second one, which you guys probably haven't seen in a while, but you probably have seen it because I did play it a lot, and it's on my Instagram. I should reshare that in my stories. I should do that. So yeah, it's about 6:30. You guys probably are tired of listening to me babble on about what I'm planning on doing, and just my old dumbass. So I'll do a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. See ya. That's the 15-second commercial, man. Get those baseball tees. Well, I like them, actually, and I'm not saying I really am not saying this because it's my store. I'm saying this because I have a hard time finding shirts that fit me well, and these baseball style shirts are probably my favorite cut of shirt that I own. Once I got my first like tests, samples back, I basically just bought as many of them as I could. And it'd been a little warm, so I hadn't been wearing them much lately, but it's getting cool. It's getting cold again here in California. So, you know, the long sleeve. I had some friends in Wisconsin, and they would laugh. They would laugh at me if they heard me saying this. They probably hate me right now. All right. Well, I have been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla when I got my PlayStation 5. My history with Assassin's Creed does not go back very far. I own a Nintendo Switch, and a couple of, what was it, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, somewhere during the pandemic, they released what was it, the I don't remember the pack. It was a dual pack that had Rogue and Black Flag, and I still have only played Black Flag out of those two. I really, really, really liked Black Flag. But that came out in, what was it, like 2013 or something like that? So it's a little dated, and then, I mean, like, I'm a dude that, like, I've found myself playing, like, games from, like, 10 years ago that I missed out on, that I didn't play, you know, because I wasn't gaming much. And so I'm kind of enthralled with, like, stuff that's already a decade old. I'm like, this looks great. and then I got this PlayStation 5 and Ghost of Tsushima. I'm like, this is the most beautiful game I think I've ever seen. That and Breath of the Wild, totally different conversation though. So I really liked Black Flag. And I've been hesitant to play too many Assassin's Creed games. I know I did do some research, and I know there's people that that don't like a handful of them for sure. It's a wide franchise, so you're not gonna. It'll be hit and miss. And from what I understand, Odyssey is like the kind of a switch in the formatting. It does still feel like Black Flag in a lot of ways, but it's a more open world action adventure. And I think I heard people complaining about that. Less Assassin's Creed and more just like open world stuff. And, you know, honestly, I like it. I like the open world stuff. I'm not so beholden to the Assassin's Creed-ness of all of it. The parts that I don't like, though, are the modern stuff. So far in both games, Black Flag, I hated all the modern stuff. You know, whenever you're pulled out and you're in modern times and you're not your pirate avatar or whatever. And there really hasn't been a lot that I've run into in Odyssey so far, which is great. And what I have run into hasn't been much, but it's a detour, it's a distraction from, you know, running around in ancient Greece and killing cult members and stuff like that. But so, yeah, this game has done a couple of things. It's sorry, I gotta adjust my leg. There we go. I like this game. It's probably not my favorite game that I've played. We'll see. First of all, we'll see how it ends, but I do think I still like Black Flag a little bit more than this, and I think maybe the pirate thing just works for me a little bit better. But I do really like this time frame. I think the issues that I have found with this game so far is it's very repetitive, but that's not a bad thing. Like, you're constantly trying to level up while you're, you know, like, enemies continue to be a challenge as you move through the game, but it really is a lot of the same stuff. Also, to be fair, I stopped after a certain point doing like too many side quests. I've been just trying to open up the map and level up a little bit more. And where am I at? I think I'm at level 28 or 29 right now. So I still have a ways to go before I can even not that I can't go to certain parts of the map, but when you look at the map and it's completely unopened, when you're pulled out, it'll tell you the kind of the level of challenge per island on your map, essentially, or, you know, land mass. And so I've opened up a fair amount of stuff. I was completing some stuff for a minute there, but I just kind of decided to just run around and upgrade, basically. and excuse me, so I can go to some of these other places on the map. I think the first thing I like doing when I go anywhere is just like running to the sync points. So like finding an island or, you know, wherever you're supposed to go and go into the city, and then running past everybody and just climbing up to the highest point, so you can like open up your map and stuff like that. That's one of my favorite things to do. You know what I haven't been doing much of is when I was playing Black Flag, I was really involved with like doing stuff on the boat, because you pilot ships in both of these games. This one, I'm not as invested in doing stuff like that. You build your crew up and you can use your crew, but honestly, I've never used my crew for anything, which is probably hilarious to some gamers. I just bum rush into place and either kick ass or die. So this is the two things that I do pretty much as a gamer. Pat watched me play this yesterday for a little bit, and he watched me die twice, which was kind of embarrassing because I hadn't really died much in this game. And then Pat shows up. The old Patty Pat. So, you know what else this has done? In the beginning of this, it starts off with the Battle of Thermopylae. The Spartans, the 300 Spartans, 300, you know. It's for a hot second you're in a battle. There's a bunch of like gameplay things, and throughout the game you side with either Athenians or Spartans, and you get into battles, and then there's like a whole scene where you have to help like clear the battlefield of your opponents, you know, which is kind of fun. But I haven't done too many of those either. But the game starts off and you do that as Leonidas before you kind of move on. The game takes place like, I think it's like 20 or 30 years after. Maybe it's a little bit longer, I don't remember. But it's just slightly removed from, you know, the battle. So Leonidas is already a legendary figure that everybody talks about, and as you're running around the countrysides, if you will, or the landscapes, you do see a lot of ruinous things from, you know, the Persians when they came in. You don't fight the Persians as far as I know in this game, because I think that's removed at this point. But there's like a lot of Civil War stuff going on, and you're a mercenary, but I think you're of Spartan descendancy or something, and then I don't know. It is very much like Ghost of Tsushima in that regard. Although Ghost of Tsushima, I think, is just a little bit smoother of gameplay and design, of course, for me. One thing that I like about this version of Assassin's Creed, as opposed to Black Flag, is there are moments in Black Flag. Maybe there are in this game too. I just haven't gotten there. But there was more of this, and I know this is in other Assassin's Creed games as well, where you have to like track somebody through a city and not get seen, and then like usually there's one part in Black Flag where you're in the swamp area and you have to like tail a bunch of people, and it's like a long scene. And I remember the first time I played it, I was like, does this end? And I kept dying, and it was just a nightmare, and I hated it. But then that was kind of it for that scene. But you don't have that as much in this. There aren't like, you're not like tailing people, but sneaking around really is a big function to the game. And it's fun, you know, when you're constantly coming up on these like encampments. They're either bandits or they're Spartans or Athenians, and you gotta clear the fort basically. You know, you can go in guns a-blazing, or you can sneak in or whatever and do your business. And sometimes that's really fun to do. I like to like case the joint, you know, check out my how many people are around, like sneak around and see my vantage points and stuff, and then slowly start sneaking in and taking dudes out. It's fun. These open world games really do a lot for my brain functionality, I guess. I'm not as hard on myself about video games as I used to be, because I do think that video games can function in a way that I mean, there's puzzles in these things. There's not all puzzles, but the hand-eye coordination of like shooting your bow and arrow, or being a hunter-gatherer, and the puzzle stuff. Like it's just I don't know. If you're a gamer, you know, I do try to manage my time as best as I can now that I do game a little bit more, but it does tend to come in like cycles. I'll overwork myself to a degree, and then maybe it works one of two ways. I either need like a day or two break where I just, you know, get into a game for a while and then put it down, or in some cases, like I think I did it with Ghost of Tsushima. The game is so good, like I make time. I make as much time for it as possible. And you know, I'll go till I get far enough in the game. You know, I'm not necessarily a completionist, but I do like to like, you know, accomplish as much as possible. I tend to not start new video games unless I've finished another one, but that's not always my rule. What else do I like about Assassin's Creed? What don't I like about Assassin's Creed? The repetitiveness a bit. This is definitely a game that I have put time into over the last handful of days. I could see myself putting this down and then coming back to it maybe next week sometime after. Well, I'm going to have to. I have a bunch of stuff to do this weekend, and then school's stressing me out for sure. So, yeah, I'm going to have to put it down for a little bit for sure, and then come back to it in a couple days. I know if Ryan watches this episode, he's just going to be yelling at me the whole time. He's like, you should be playing guitar. Look, I know. I get it. I don't disagree. But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta. And not naming any names, but I promise you I won't get into video gaming as heavy as other people we know. Just saying. Because, you know, I want to remind you, Ryan, if you are listening to this episode, I started the whole first part of this episode talking about stuff that I have coming, that I am working on. You know, I have like 4 or 5 records and ideas for other records. I'm looking at my whiteboard right up here. There's 3 listed there. 2 of them are not there. And then a couple other ideas that I have. These things will happen. And I'm giving myself, you know, I'm not deadlines, not hard deadlines, but I'm giving myself, it's sometimes hard to find the motivation. And without the video game, sometimes it's hard to find the motivation. But these things will get done. I promise you. And I know that with certainty because this is all I know how to do. This is all I want to do. Is just make stuff. And so you'll be getting stuff because that's what I'm doing, man. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm going to school for this directing certificate. I want to make better music videos. I want to make better comedy videos. So yeah. Oh yeah. The other thing that playing Odyssey has done was made me watch him. I did pass out to it the other night, so I didn't finish it, but I will rewatch it because it's been a really long time since I watched 300. And yeah, you go to Thermopylae in kind of the beginning of the game, and I was like, is that what it looks like? Is that what Thermopylae looks like? It doesn't look like that anymore, at least if it did. The game looks beautiful, and it's crazy. There's really just a narrow path there. It doesn't look like that in real life anymore, and I know this because I looked it up. And then once I looked it up, YouTube has continued to just recommend videos of people walking around the hot gates, the modern day hot gates. The shoreline has receded quite a bit. It's very flat looking, and in both the movie 300 and in Odyssey, they make it like sheer cliffs, like a narrow passage and then just sheer cliffs. I don't know if that's how it really was, but that's not how it looks. That shit's flat. I mean, it's probably sloped, but it's not like a sheer drop. It's just like a steady shoreline, essentially. So, yeah, I've been getting all these recommended videos on YouTube for people visiting Thermopylae and take a trip around where the 300 Spartan sites. Sorry, I just saw a no data thing over here on YouTube, and I thought I was off for a second. Thought I was just babbling to no one. Story of my life. So I started doing this. Somebody will find this. Hey, you probably are bored with what I have to say, but you know what? I'm doing this for me. Where are we at? We got 10 minutes still. I am curious how much I'm gonna like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've heard some comparison of maybe maybe Odyssey is a little better. It has a little bit more like point to it. I'm not sure. I haven't played it yet, but I do think it looks pretty badass. And again, I like the open world the open world like action adventure aspect of it. And from what I understand, there's been, Assassin's Creed fans that don't like that element, and that's fine. But I do think that this, like, big franchises, regardless of video games or movies or whatever, they have to progress at some point. Again, I'm not familiar with the whole series. I haven't played more than 2 of them. I think maybe I played like a tiny bit of like DLC stuff or something from Rogue. But yeah, maybe like 5 minutes of play or something like that. And I do think that Odyssey not fixes, because it's not like they did anything wrong. There's just certain parts of the gameplay that I didn't like for Black Flag, even though I loved the game overall. And I love the game, I think, more than Odyssey overall, partly because it was my first experience, and it was such a great experience with the franchise that it will definitely be my favorite Assassin's Creed, until like they nail their like Breath of the Wild version or whatever, Black Flag also made me sad because I knew they were doing Skull and Bone, but that game, like, I want that as a game, but I don't want the online version. I want a story mode, single player. That's it. That's all I want. But yeah, Odyssey definitely fixes some of the stuff that I didn't like about Black Flag, but also the repetitiveness of just how things are for this game makes me, and I'm saying this after mentioning I stopped getting into like side quests and storyline stuff for a while. Maybe this is just where I'm at, where I'm just like opening up the map and upgrading, but I do hope there is a little bit more. I don't know. I just hope there's a little bit more to it. And I think that's more on me as a player than anything else, really. So, let's see. Should I do a Smelly Pit rating? I haven't finished the game, so it's probably unfair to do. I'll do a tentative one. No, I'm not going to do one on screen just because I don't want to pull the graphic up. But currently, I'll give this like a 3.75 out of 5. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst by any means. I've definitely played some worse games, even recently. After Black Flag, I was really trying to really getting into playing little piratey games, not open world stuff, but you're just a pirate ship. And there was 2 games that I ended up downloading. They're a couple bucks. Windbound was one of them. That one looked like it was kind of Breath of the Wild ish, but I ended up not liking that game very much. And then what's the other one called? I can't remember. Pirate King? Is that it? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Is that what it's called? No, not Pirate King. Pirate Games. Whoops, that's not how you spell games. King of Seas, that's the one. Yeah, King of Seas. And that one was more fun than Windbound was. Windbound sucked because, every time you died, you literally started from the beginning. Play Stairway to Heaven. What's up, Jason? I will not be playing Stairway to Heaven tonight, although I do have one of those live. I'm gonna be getting to this here in just a minute, actually. Yeah, because I'm wrapping up my talk on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah, it's a fun game. I like Black Flag better, but I do like this game. And I kind of suck because Jason, you told me I should be playing the Uncharted games, and I never started those. So it's either Uncharted or Fallen Order, which I still haven't played. After this, I probably Uncharted, because I feel like the Assassin's Creed format and Ghost of Tsushima and Horizon Forbidden West were all so similar. They're all great games. They're all so similar. Josh says play Valhalla. All right, I do have Valhalla. So that will get played at some point. I did. The reason I went with Odyssey first was because I just heard it was maybe a little more I don't know, fulfilling, I guess, but from the recommendations I'd heard, the game itself maybe had a little bit more to do than Valhalla, but I'm still interested. Valhalla looks great. I still never finished God of War, the 2008, or not 2008. It was 2018, I think. Never finished that one. I did start it though. But yeah, I will have to do Valhalla at some point. But I before I even consider any other games, I gotta get through the next couple weeks of school. I think there's only 2 or 3 weeks left in this quarter, and then the holiday season. So, anyways, yeah, I'm giving Odyssey 3.75 out of 5. You know what? Since there's people here, I'll show you what's up. This is what's up. 2.75. We'll go 2.75 out of 5. It's not a bad game. It could be better, but it's not a bad game. Alright. That's my smelly pit rating. That's me, right down there. That right there. Those are my armpits, if you can't tell. Alright. So I'm gonna get out of here for the week. Well, the weekend. I should be back on Wednesday. I should be hopefully a little bit more energy, because I hopefully will have gotten through one of my finals for school. It's a presentation based thing, so yeah, hopefully I'll get through that. And also, I think I've like I mentioned, I think I've maybe got the Zoom thing figured out. I got to do 1 or 2 more tests this weekend. I think I just need to arrange the digital audio cables, as they're called, the internal routing for all of the software. So if I can get that done this weekend, maybe next week I can get Ryan on here. Ryan's been dying to talk to me about some stuff. And I just kind of suck. So I've been putting off the technical stuff, mostly for school. So, but anyways, before I get going, don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. It's the best place to support the channel. And there is, yeah, Pat didn't make it, unfortunately. He had to work a little late. I think he just got off not long ago. Maybe I'll get him back next week, if he's up for it. And what else is there? Oh yeah, don't forget to check the link in the below. The link in the below. Don't forget to check the link below. There is a donation or a link to donate to Planned Parenthood, because I think donating to Planned Parenthood is really cool. They definitely need the help. Anyways, I can do a whole episode on why I think Planned Parenthood and women's rights is amazing. Reproductive rights, just, freedom of healthcare. Does that mean anything? Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. But it is Friday, and this is the last one for now. Again, doing these live music things, these music edits that I've been playing on Fridays the last handful of weeks. This is the last one for now. I just need to be able to set up gear again sometime, and I'll shoot more of these. I really like doing these. I've got some good feedback on them too. I repost them individually here on the channel and on Instagram as well, which I don't usually promote that, but my Instagram's right down there if you want to follow there. So I will hopefully. Pat was talking about at one point. He needs. He's doing some reconstruction, if you will, on his music area studio garage, and when he can get that when he can get that all set up, which probably won't be till after the new year, honestly, because he's got to get a new computer in there and stuff like that. I think he's working on that. We'll be doing that again. We'll do more of these when I can. Setting up music gear and filming stuff is fun. It's fun for me on a couple of levels, and it's been really interesting to mess around with those 360 cams too. So anyways, I'm gonna get going. I hope you guys have a good weekend. And this is the fourth new Pantz Live Jam that was edited down, and actually the other ones have a lot more footage in them. This one was the hardest one to edit for a lot of reasons. And don't get me started, because one of those reasons was Adobe. Fuck you, Adobe. Oh man. 20 minutes of work took like 4 hours. Awesome. Anyways, all right. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Here is my last live jam. That sounds too final. It's not the live one. I'm going to shut up. Bye.